this morning, and then they could open their presents. But as they've got older, I thought, no, we don't do that anymore. What we do is we do Secret Santa. Any of you do Secret Santa? You put your names in a box, and you pull it out, and you have to buy a gift for that person. And for quite a couple of years, that was working well. But this year, I thought, let's try something different. We'll do the Secret Santa, but we'll also do funny gifts. Now, my children have got a good sense of humour, and they're not babies anymore, they're adults. So I didn't really take that into consideration. Now, we had a lot of visitors that night, and my great auntie, who's near enough 70, and I soon realised I made a huge mistake. When she opened her gift, she was, I've got a handheld mixer. No, she had a vibrator in her hand. Poor old dear, it took me ages to explain to her that that wasn't a handheld mixer, it was a vibrator. I mean, she was shaking all the way home, but honestly, I did research on vibrators, all right? Now, call me naive, I didn't know a lot about vibrators, but I thought that vibrators were things that single people used for pleasure when they don't have a partner. And apparently that's not the case. Couples use vibrators, and they give names to their vibrators, like Arthur. I mean, can you imagine? You're intimate with your partner, and then she turns around and says, honey, bring Arthur in. I mean, poor guy. He's going to think, what the fuck, you know? What am I going to do with Arthur? But 2018 has been really good for me. I have got my Kim Kardashian body. I got the boobs. I got the booty. What more could I want? Well, I went on a trip to New York, okay? This 2018, I went on a trip to New York. And in the UK, we call shops where you buy sweets, sweet shops. And I love candy, as you can see. So I see this candy store, and I think, yeah, I'm going to go and get some sweets. So I go into this candy store, and as I'm looking around, there's loads of sweets all over the place. But then there's Camel Ball chewing gums. Camel Balls chewing gums. And there's a dick in a box, which is a lollipop. And there's some Trump toilet paper on the side there. And I'm thinking to myself, where am I? But it was a sweet shop. It was just that they had all these weird kind of sweets there. And I mean, can you imagine going up to the counter and saying, can I have a dick in the box, please? I mean, what the fuck? I didn't buy anything because I was afraid when I got to customs. Can you imagine them pulling out Camel Balls chewing gums and a dick in a box or something, and especially leaving America with Trump toilet paper? I mean, I was like, not going there at all. But I also went on a trip to the UK. Now, my sister, my older sister, always likes to take care of me and treat me when I go to the UK. So she said, Ersin, I'm going to take you to a carvery restaurant, okay? And we're going to have lunch there. And I was quite excited, actually. You know, they have all the meats out there, the beef, the ham, the gammon, and they have a chef who cuts the meat from the cuts that are there. So I've gone in, and now this is my sister's local, so she obviously knows the chef, right? And I have to put this mic up here to demonstrate what happened. So, she's going to introduce me to the chef, and she says, Giuseppe, this is my sister, Ersin. And he extended his hand to shake my hand, and I extended mine to shake his, and he did this to the inside of my palm. I've never had that happen to me before. Girls, if you've ever had that, I tell you, it's the worst experience. He literally stroked the inside of my palm with his middle finger. And that's got a meaning to it, and I'm not going to tell tell you what the meaning is, but I mean, you can have the wet fish handshake, and you can have the bodybuilder handshake, but I've never had that handshake where they stroke the inside of your palm. That is something else. Also, the highlight of 2018 for me was being censored by Facebook. Facebook censored me! Out of every fucking person, how could they censor me? And guess what they censored me for? A video I posted on Facebook. It wasn't a sex video. It was a video of my performance in Larnaca last month. Because I used a song by Neil Sedaka. I bet half of you haven't even heard of the fucking guy. He's most probably dead. And I think he would appreciate the song that I was singing. Bit of publicity for him. But they even wrote me an official email. Dear Mrs. Öztoycan, we have muted certain sections of your video for copyright issues. I was like, what the fuck? And then, right, this muting of stand-up comics is becoming global. In the UK, a stand-up comic was invited to do a gig at one of the universities there. And he was asked to sign a behavioural contract prohibiting him from using any material that was racist, sexist, Islamophobic, religion, politics. His whole performance was trashed. He couldn't go because they want him to sign this behavioural contract. I wrote them a letter and said, oh, I'm available. If they want me, I can do it, you know. There's nothing offensive about me except for maybe the odd fart, but that's okay. But I mean, offensive. Now, I believe if you're a lesbian, it's fair play if you take the piss out of lesbians. If you're Greek, it's fair play if you take the piss out of Greek people. If you're black, you can take piss out of black people. But I mean, I'm a Muslim. I ain't stupid. I ain't going to be taking the piss out of any Muslims. That's for sure. But I am a Cypriot. So I'm entitled to take the piss out of Cypriots. Now people, your fucking weddings, I'll tell you something. There's some serious problems with the Cypriot weddings. When I got married, all right, many moons ago in the UK, we had 250 visitors, guests, sit-down meal, the three-course meal, the band, the bridesmaids, the pinning of the money. We all stand there proud with all the money hanging from us, the dancing, everyone got to eat and drink. And then I come to Cyprus, and I thought, a friend of a friend of a friend gives me an invitation to her wedding. I was like, how sweet. She hardly knows me, but she's invited me to her wedding. And then I thought, right, better go and get my hair done. Went and brought a new gown. I get there, and there's this great big queue. And I'm thinking, where do we sit? And they're saying to me, no, you've got to stand up and do the pinning of the money. But it's not pinning of the money nowadays, it's fast track. We get like an envelope, put the money in it, put it in a box, and off you go. There's no food. There's two lists, actually. There's one list, the suckers, and then there's the other list for the real guests who want to enjoy the wedding. But the funny thing about our Cypriot weddings is the discussion when you go home. How much did Auntie Andrulla put on you? She didn't put enough. When I went to her wedding, we put a lot more than that. And you think that you can just disguise it and no one's going to know. They've got eyes behind their heads. They've got video cameras. They've got people standing there watching you. They know exactly what you're putting into that box. But that's the Cypriot weddings. I think we need to change that somehow. Now, I like to end my comedy performance with a little sing-song. And this song is a song that my late brother Nev always used to sing at our parties. He used to love performing, and he was one of the best comics that I ever know. And I need your assistance, you guys. You're going to have to join in with me, okay? This is a song by Chuck Berry. Have you ever heard of Chuck Berry? I bet none of you have. Yay, good. 1972 was #1 in the British charts. It's called My Ding-a-Ling. Okay? Now, here's the chorus, which I want you guys to help me sing, is my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. Okay? You got it? Good. I want to hear it loud though. Louder as you can, okay? I was a little bitty boy. My grandmother brought me a cute little toy. Silver bells hanging on a string. She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh! My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. And then Mama took me to grammar school, and I stopped off in the vest of blue. Every time that bell would ring, catch me playing with my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh! My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. Once I was climbing the garden wall. I slipped and had a terrible fall. I fell so hard I heard bells ring, but held on to my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh! My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. Once I was swimming across Turtle Creek. Man, them snappers all around my feet. It sure was hard swimming across that thing with both hands holding my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh! My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. That's beautiful. It's a really, really nice song, don't you think? Yeah! The problem is, not all of you are singing. So I'm going to dedicate this verse to those of you who will not sing. This here song, it ain't so bad. The cutest little song you've ever heard. Those of you who will not sing, you must be playing with your own ding-a-ling. Oh! My ding-a-ling, I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. Oh, your ding-a-ling, your ding-a-ling. We saw you playing with your own ding-a-ling. Oh, my ding-a-ling. Everybody's ding. I wanna play with my ding. Everybody, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. You guys have been fantastic in this. Thank you.